something that sort of style. So I came up with this one called Perfect Strangers,
Okay.
um, which is Tales of the Unexpected meets a little bit of Hammer horror. It's basically about people can seem perfect until you find out what they really like, or in this case, what they really are. And so that came out, can't actually remember, I think it was March time.
Hmm.
But this is the most recent one I've done. Again, it's a horror story,
And
and
that's not part of any series.
there there's going to be three books
Okay.
in the horror series, but they're
Okay.
unrelated stories. They're in three different sort of horror genres. Uh, First one is Hammer House of Horror. The second one is more of a inanimate object becomes possessed and starts to control someone's life. And the third one, I haven't got a release date for that yet, but that will be sometime this year.
Okay. Now the story. Be careful what you read. Is that your
Yeah.
latest book to come out?
That's my most recent one. Came out about 2 weeks ago,
About 2 weeks
and
ago.
seems to be doing all right. I've had some quite good reviews of it.
So once you learned you could write, you just kept writing and writing and writing. Become very prolific.
Yes, I've got two books with publishers at the moment
Wow.
that are in production, and they're a crime series. Again, I didn't want to get stuck in one particular genre,
Yeah.
and there is 9 books written in that in total, and I'm currently writing a fourth in the Astrid series,
Hmm.
which will tell Astrid's story from the point of view of her victims, because for every person killed in a war, there's a family left behind somewhere.
It's
So I
interesting
want,
the life you've had. You know, you knew you were creative even from a kid. You'd be looking out over the wheat fields and certain that a UFO landed out your window just turned out to be a harvester.
oh, I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. And woke up in the morning and saw it was a couple of tractors parked side by
Yeah.
side, and felt very, very silly.
Then you went into the some sort of technology industry, soldering circuit boards.
Yeah, that's right. I went into, I actually hand built the world's first ADSL modem. I had no idea what it was. I was given a bunch of components, and
Hmm.
everybody was saying this thing was going to change the world. And I thought, okay, I'll build it.
Yeah.
And the, I hadn't even heard of the internet by then. After that, I went to work in the music industry, and it's the only industry other than writing that I've ever really loved,
Yeah.
and I still do to a certain extent.
Did you get to go out on the road with some bands?
No, I'm mainly fixing, repairing things, and preparing stuff for other people to take out on the
Yeah.
road. Because, yeah, I was not really that keen on sitting in tour buses and
Yeah. Very
getting
good.
drunk and having
So you've
women
had
fall
several
involved with them.
complete lives. Now you're having a complete new life as an author.
Yeah, yeah, it's something I do pretty much constantly now. If I can't find anything to write, I get a bit irritable.
Now, one of our themes on the show is always that we have so many viewers who are writing. They want to be an author. They want to finish writing. They want to get their book published. And there's literally millions of people out there who are writing books that just can't get
Yeah,
across the finish line. Now, and you did it. And once you got across the finish line, figured out how to get a book published, you just keep going and do it again and again and again. Um,
yeah.
Tell me about your discipline. Do you get up at a certain time every day and sit and type for so many hours?
I tend to wake up at about 6 o'clock anyway, and I just go downstairs and I just start writing. I find that's when I do my best writing, when your mind's clear, you haven't had any of the thoughts of the day clouding your head,
Yeah.
and then I'll come up with the ideas. Do that for a couple of hours.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not so easy. Then the rest of the day will be spent kind of just refining what I've written and trying to think of the next plot twist,
Wow.
or irritatingly, the next story of what I want to write after I finish this one.
Mm. It's amazing, amazing how your mind works. So creative, and be able to come up with this volume of work. By the
Thank
way, TG, we have your web address up on the screen. What would our viewers find if they visit your website?
They'll see a bit about me. They'll see the first thing they'll see is all the covers of the books.
Yeah.
Then they'll see some blogs that I've written, and then they'll see some news articles throughout the past year, and they'll also be able to purchase the books direct from the site. They're available in paperback or in Kindle, well, ebook format, but everybody knows it's Kindle, and buy it direct from there.
By the
And
way,
very
for our viewers, whenever I could buy directly from the author, I like to do that. I just feel I have a more of a connection with the author, and probably we cut out some middleman somewhere too.
yeah, yeah, that's I appreciate that.
So what's next, TG? You have books at the publisher right now?
Yeah, there's two at the well, there's actually three. One's being finalised, and two have just been through the proofreading process. So I'm not quite sure when they'll be out. But there's another 7 in that series. So
Oh, my
I want
goodness.
to get them all out soon, so I can start working on other stuff.
Yeah.
I can't see myself stopping writing.
No, that's
I really
great.
can't.
You're inspiring to me and hopefully to our viewers as well. TG, we're already out of time, but any last thoughts, anything you want to share with our viewers or with the world or whatever you want to say?
What I would say, something that's dear to my heart, is that when anybody buys a book, ask the shop, has there been any AI used in it? Because it is going to kill writing if that takes over.
AI use?
Artificial intelligence in science and technology, it's brilliant. In the creative arts,
Yeah.
no, it's got to come from the human heart, got to come from the human mind, not the brain,
Very
because
good.
it's just literally what it says. It's artificial. It's not real.
Yeah.
It's not someone's experience.
I've heard a little bit about that. Our guest, by the way, thank you, T.G. Trooper, all the way from Essex, England. Essex, England. Those are words I've never said aloud before. Essex, somewhere maybe north and east of London, I guess. And by the way, what time of day is it there right now?
It's 7:30 in the evening. Well, more like 7:45 now, I think. But
Yeah.
yes, it's still bright and sunny. So yeah.
Yeah, I guess we're at 11:30 in the morning. We're just starting our day. You guys are wrapping up over there.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Enjoy
Well,
the heat.
I could talk to you all the time, TG. You're fascinating. Your books are fascinating. Tell our viewers, go buy his book. And by the way,
Yes.
don't buy one. Click 5 times. Buy 5 copies and hand them out to your friends. Start a little reading club. That's what I like to do.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, TG. TG Trooper, thank you so much for your time. And we hope to have you back on the show again and again.
I'd love to do that. Thank you very much, Mike.
All right, we'll be back with more authors right after this. If you're a book reader, you're going to want to hear this because there's a great new book coming